and you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
It's because you're not feeling Uzi.
What is going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samori back at it again after a long time. But I'm going to be reviewing and going over this Raiders versus Vikings game that we obviously lost to 3-0. You heard me right. We lost to the Vikings. The sorry ass Minnesota. Well, I can't call them sorry because they actually won this game, but we lost to the Vikings 3-0. No Kirk Cousins, no Justin Jefferson. No problem for them. They still come into this game and they beat us. Well, I think we beat ourselves, to be honest with you guys, at the end of the day. But to see the type of weapons that we have on this team, the offensive weapons that we have on this team, and that's been one thing that's been reoccurring throughout the whole season, has been how bad or how sluggish this offense has looked. No matter who was out there, whether Josh McDaniels was out there or not, whether AP was the calling plays, Bo Hardegree was calling plays, whether you have Jimmy G, Brian Hoyer, or even AOC out there. The offense has not kept that same energy with our defense, and it kind of sucks because we finally have a defense that can make stops and get turnovers and even get to the quarterback and apply a lot of pressure, give you the ball back. But what do? Not a goddamn thing, man. Not a dang thing, man. In this game, going into this game, we're coming off the bye week just as well as the Minnesota Vikings coming off the bye week. Two teams looking to get a win. Obviously, we're back home in front of our fans and hoping that we could go over there, hoping that this team can go out there and show out, man. You know, and all the naysayers out there, all the doubters out there, maybe we could go out there, slap them across the face and say, yo, wake up. Don't sleep on this team, yada, yada, yada. But obviously, everybody's been sleeping on us. Starting off, obviously, when AP took over the helm, whatever you want to say, everybody in their mamas was happy about this team, was excited. AP taking over. There's a whole new culture. I was excited as well, too. AP looked great coming out of the gate, man. 2 straight wins against 2 New York teams. And then we go and lose 2 games against 2 opponents that obviously were way more talented than us. But, we kept it close. We kept the games a little bit competitive. But at the end of the day, we came away with those losses. So going into the bye week, we're like, you know what? Let's get shit together and let's get ready for the Vikings because it's on paper an easy matchup, right? And then we go into Thursday Night Football against the LA Chargers. But, I'm going to save that for next week or later on this week. But this team, man, it's so frustrating to see how they looked. And AP is slowly losing this job. I'm a guy that's behind AP, I'm happy if he stays another year. If he goes out there and shows out and puts his team together to go into the playoffs and whatnot, then I'm with AP all the way. If we move on from him, I'm not over here sad about it. I'm okay with it. I just hope that we could go get somebody that could come in and, build that culture that could be sustainable, man. I'm not going to put all the blame on AP. I don't know, because he's taking over a team that was once Josh McDaniels. It doesn't seem like that spark is there anymore. I feel like, that Cinderella story started to fade away. And I even posted a post after the Chiefs game saying that, the Cinderella story is over. It is what it is. Moving on to the next week. I got a lot of flack for that because everybody was saying, yo, you're a fake fan. Yo, we played a good team, yada, yada. But I started to see the cracks here and there. And it all starts with the quarterback. I know I was one guy that was an advocate for Jimmy G, and I still feel like Jimmy G kind of gives us the best chance to win right now. He's not the best quarterback that, in the NFL, but I feel like all the quarterbacks we have right now, especially after seeing how Aiden O'Connell looked today, I'd rather at least see what Jimmy G can do without Josh McDaniels at the helm. Then again, I know a lot of people don't agree with me on that. Like I said, it starts with the quarterback position. You got weapons here. It doesn't matter who the offense coordinator, who the head coach is. If you're a good quarterback, and if you're able to do your job, then we should be able to drive down the field and score points. There should be no excuse why we're not able to do that. This dude is not it. And I've been saying this over and over and over again. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt because I give everybody that. And I felt like, if Aiden O'Connell can go out there and at least be a viable quarterback to get the job done, I'm for it. I'm rooting for him to prove me wrong. But so far, he has not. Even those 2 wins that we had earlier with AP, it wasn't because of Aiden O'Connell. It was because of the defensive side of the ball. To see Aiden O'Connell, to see the type of time he had in the pocket and still throw the ball away, some dumb mistakes like that, and even taking sacks and putting his head down, trying to run for a first down, which went for 1 yard. Those are frustrating traits to see. I know that Jimmy G's not a mobile quarterback, but we've seen him time and time again get outside of the pocket and at least try to make a play. I think it's kind of funny that the guy that called me out a couple of weeks ago on my take on Jimmy G, it's the same guy coming out today saying that Jimmy G should take over for AOC moving forward. Come on, Uzi. You can't make that shit up, bro. Going into this game, like I said, the defense came out on fire, man. What more can I say about this defense, man? This defense has been the best defense I've seen or I've witnessed for the past couple of years. I think the best since fucking, I don't know when, 2002. You know, we were making plays all over the field. You know, Jack Jones had almost had an interception early on in this game. Tyree Wilson had a assisted sack. Robert Spillane got his own sack. This dude is all over the field. Max Crosby. What more can we say about Max Crosby, man? This guy should definitely be in talks to be Defensive Player of the Year, man. The way that this dude is going out there and balling, even with an injury, man, just proves that he's the guy that sets the tone on the defensive side of the ball. But who's setting that tone on the offensive side of the ball? Nobody. But like I said, you look at this team as a whole, man, there should be no reason why we are dropping games like this, especially against a team like the Minnesota Vikings. There was a couple of times I watched in this game where ALC was just missing his wide receivers. He missed a huge one that could have had that momentum going early on in this game to Devontae Adams when he did that little fake and then tried to throw it deep to Devontae Adams, overthrew him. He even threw the ball behind Devontae Adams on a play where we could have easily got a first down. He almost had Hunter Renfrow get blown up in one of the plays because he threw it behind him. These are the small things that I've been talking about. I feel like Aiden O'Connell, his career is going to be a solid backup quarterback. I've been saying it over and over again, you know, on my podcast, even on Twitter, even on here sometimes. You know, I think that he's okay. He's good. He could be solid, but he's not going to be that guy. He's not going to be that franchise guy. So my question is, you know, after watching a game like this, what should the Raiders do moving forward? For me, I honestly feel like the Raiders should go and look for their franchise quarterback, whether it's going out and trading for one of these mobile quarterbacks, because I think that's the thing that we need in our future quarterback is a mobile quarterback. We don't need none of these ancient statues out there that's just going to sit in the fucking pocket and not do anything. You know, just sit in the pocket and just take the sack. We've done that before with Derek Carr. We're doing it again with Aiden O'Connell. Jimmy G, he's not the most mobile quarterback out there. We need a quarterback that could get out the pocket, make plays. Even Josh Dobbs. You know, he didn't have a great game either, but he was still evading tacklers and he was still trying to find a way to use his legs to get to the first down or make plays out there. And I know he got benched later on, which I'm going to get to in just a little bit, but the Raiders need a mobile quarterback. I don't care what anybody else has to say about that, whether we go into the draft. You know, a lot of people talk about Jaden Daniels. I know we're not going to get Caleb Williams. I don't care who else we could get. Michael Penix, we could go get Bo Nix. Whoever. There's a lot more mobile quarterbacks out there that we could go and look at. There's a lot of people talking about Justin Fields. I even did a post, you know, on my podcast page about possibly going out and getting Justin Fields because it was a topic of discussion, and I felt like he would be a perfect quarterback to come here and at least see what he can do, because his ceiling is much higher than what Aiden O'Connell has over here. There's so much you can do. I called Aiden O'Connell a taller version of Matt McGloin because that's what he is. You know, a guy that looks good in spurts, but he's just not the whole package. He's not that guy that's going to lead your franchise to wins. And so far, we've been seeing that. I also got to give a huge shout out to Janoris Robinson. He got his first sack of his career today, and that was great. Max Crosby got his 50th sack of his career, man. This dude, again, a dog, man. One of those guys that's just been holding it down for this team, and one guy that I'm happy that is a Raider, you know, staying in the silver and black. I hope that he can stay with us for his whole career, which I'm banking on, you know. But looking at it, you see there's a lot of Vikings fans over there, and they were all out there cheering. I mean, bro, it was 0-0 most of this game, and you can still hear the Viking fans out there. I know it's frustrating to a lot of people. For me, I think I've become numb to it, as sad as it sounds. But, you know, the only way we could shut these dudes up and keep that momentum is by going out there, scoring points, and taking over this game. And that's something that we haven't done in quite a while. Trust me, the next game that I go to, we're going to win it, because I've been kind of undefeated in the win club. You know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but it is what it is, which I'm going to be looking forward to Thursday Night Football. But with that being said, man, as far as this game, man, so many chances, man. We go into halftime 0-0. We nearly go the whole game and go into overtime 0-0 until the Vikings did one thing that I felt like AP should have done, and I feel like AP is just one of those guys that's just a little bit too scared, you know, because his ego and whatnot. The Vikings made a move. O'Connell made a move by subbing out Josh Dobbs and putting in Nick Mullins, a guy that I feel like is probably not a star. I don't think he's any better than Josh Dobbs, but they put in Nick Mullins, and what does that do for the Vikings? It gives them a little bit of spark to at least drive down the field and kick a field goal that would eventually win the game. And one thing I was saying, even on Twitter, on Instagram, I don't care what anybody else has to say, I was saying, yo, AP, if you want to keep your job and if you want to get a chance to win this game today, put in Jimmy G. At halftime, go in there and say, Jimmy G, go out there and at least drive us down the field and let's score some points. What? How much worse could it look? He could look shitty out there, but then again, he could possibly drive this team down the field and kick a field goal as well. So we haven't had that chance at all. You know, we almost had one chance, but Hunter Renfrow wanted to fumble the ball away and give it to the defense. But again, the Vikings did something that I felt like AP should have done. Should have subbed out AOC. He wasn't getting it done. He had an off day. It could have been an off day, but nothing was clicking with AOC in this offense. He just looked like a deer in headlights out there, not knowing what to do, making a little bit of dumb plays, you know, dumb passes off here and there. You know, Jimmy G could do the same exact thing. There was no deep plays that we had. You know, everybody wants to talk about his arm, but we didn't see that at all in this game. I'm just saying, you put Jimmy G in there and see how this team looks. Maybe it gives this team a little bit of spark to drive down the field. Maybe we could come out with the win, but the fact that we only lost by 3 points, 0-3, I'm for damn sure, I'm 90% sure that Jimmy G could easily get this game for us if we needed him to. Today was a very frustrating loss because I know that we could have easily beat them. Moving forward, I'm not saying that Jimmy G's the answer. I'm definitely not saying that AOC is the answer. He could possibly back up whoever we bring in, whether we go into the draft or we go bring in a free agent over here. I don't give a fuck. I think we just need somebody new over here and somebody that's mobile, man. But you know what? I don't want to keep going, harping on everything that's been going on today, man. Raider Nation, man, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on this game. How do you guys feel about it? Let me know. What do we need to do better? Do you guys feel like AOC should still start the next game, or should Jimmy G at least get a chance? Fuck it. Why not? Let's see what he can do. If he goes out there to look shitty at that point, it is what it is. What are your thoughts on AP? Do you guys still think that he should be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, or should we look at a new head coach moving forward? Because I still feel like this is AP's job to lose. I like AP. I like what he brings, the culture change, but he still needs a lot of learning as a head coach because there's a lot of questionable stuff that he's done, a lot of questionable calls that he's done as well. With that said, I know it's been quite a long time that I've done a video. I've been really busy. I moved into a new place not too long ago, so I'm slowly trying to get everything going. Obviously, I'm still doing the podcast. If you guys are not subscribed to the podcast, go and subscribe to the Oos Nation podcast. But with that said, until the next game on Thursday Night Football, this is your boy, Samoa Raider, and your boy is, yeah.